last session we discussed about two use cases. One is to one is to simply combine all the files from a given directory. Combine all. See, this is the directory. So combine all the files in a from a given directory and its subfolders also automatically using folder connector. And also we have noticed whatever the data transformation we did it for these two files got applied automatically to the new file apr.xls when we pushed it to this folder later. Okay, and also we have seen this as part of the second use case. We have noticed that how to select the recent month data automatically. That also we discussed it. And for these two use cases, we discussed about the prerequisites, right? So now we go one step further and extend those two use cases with this one. In this use case, I will walk you through an advanced technique. Let's say you need to combine all the data files in this folder, Excel files, combine all the Excel files in this folder, including the subsheets which are part of these Excel files. Earlier we did not have subsheets in those files. Now what we are going to do, we are going to, so in these files, when you see the suffix as m, I shared the data files to you all. So these files have subsheets in it. What we do is we combine these two files including these subsets, and then we apply the required or necessary transformations on these two files. And then what we do is we'll push the APR m.xlsx, and while we push this to this folder, we will make sure that we are going to have only two subsheets. Here we have three subsheets for these two files. Each file has three subsheets, whereas here we'll try with only two Excel sheets. Okay. So with this, we are going to understand whether we can automate, whether we can do automate or not. And followed by this, what I will do is, whatever the transformations that we do it here, we will convert it as a reusable function, custom function. Okay. Now I just go to the Power BI desktop, and here what we do is we do the same thing. I have a folder by the name of Sydney Sales. Here already I kept two files, February and March. When you open these two files, not this one, let's wait for some time. Here I have two subsheets are there. Okay, two subsheets are there, two sheets. Okay, I just close this, and March, let me see how many of them are there. In March also I have two sheets. Okay, but here if you see here, the data is good here, and if I see here, okay, it's good here. April month we had some issue. Okay. Okay, here what I do is I just keep only these two files. Rest of them I'm going to remove it. I don't need other columns. It's kind of a metadata. So date access, date modified. So we need the file name and then the content of this one. It's a binary thing. What I do is remove other columns. Fine, I did this one. The next one, what I do is I just go and load this binary content here. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to create a custom column. Load Excel, and here there's something called M function. I'm going to use excel.workbook, and here, so the content, the binary, whatever the content is there, I wanted to load it here. Done. So if I select in the gray area here, nothing is there here. Okay, you can see that sheet 1, sheet 2 is there, but if you select here, you can see 2 sheets are visible here. So next you have option, this option. With this I'm going to load it here. Click on OK. So good. So if I click on here, I can see all the data. All the data here. 4 sheets we can get. In this February we have sheet 1, sheet 2. Here also we have 2 sheets. Okay, we could see the data, but the column headers were not in the proper name. The column headers, currently it is there in the first row. I need to move this to here. Okay, so we have an option called promote headers. We have a function called promote headers, using which I am going to promote the first row column names as a headers, column headers. Okay, so what I do is, in that case, I don't need all these files, all these columns. I am going to keep only these, and I am going to Excel name is not required. Okay, remove other columns. The next step, what I am going to do is, since the column names were not detected as the column header, I am going to create another column, custom column. I use some promote or PHR, promote headers. We have something called table function, table.promote headers. You just select on this, and this you need to specify load Excel data. If I select here, look here, the first row, whatever the columns names we found it got promoted as a column header. Good. So now we did all the things. Okay, next what I do is I'm going to expand this one by clicking on this double arrow. I'm going to use, I just uncheck that one because I don't want the the Excel load should be prefixed with each column. Now my column names are correctly created. It got imported with the proper naming convention. Now I just go and check as usual here in the drop down list. When I click on load more, I just want to make sure that February, March, yes, these two files got loaded here. So now what I do is, I don't need this one is helpful, from which file or which sheet these data are come from, that we can find out. What I do is, I start do some kind of transformation. I just remove this column, I don't need this. And what I do is, next one is, look here, the sales column, the data type is little bit different, and what I do is I just check. You don't see any error also. I'll just simply use decimal number. Okay, we don't see any error here, very good. And I just do the same thing with the quantity also. So now we are doing the transformations. Fine, now these steps got added, and similarly we are doing this one also. Discount is also a decimal number. This one, quantity need not to be a decimal number, it's a, let's say, it's a whole number. Okay, I just let me do one thing. Quantity type number. Okay, see here what I do is, okay, let it be there. I'm going to remove this column also, not required. Fine. Next, I don't need this content also. Now I'm going to close and apply. Three errors are there. See here we are skipping the errors, but in the real time scenario it's very critical. You cannot skip the errors, you need to address it without fail, because customers are ordering the product. And here sales quantity, everything is same here. Profit seems to be wrong here, something. It is not, it doesn't get converted as a numeric. Anyhow, let us check the error. So for four sheets, right, for the two Excel files, 4 subsheets put together, that is what the value we are seeing it, the total units of sold. Let me just go and check the error. And here, error in Sydney sales. What is the error here? See, the sales, it was not at all helpful, that column quality. It was not showing any error, right? So the moment when we converted, now it shows error. After applying this, it is showing this error. Now what I do is I just go back here and see. Okay, in the sales we have error, and the quantity we don't have any issues. I just go to my Sydney sales. Sorry, I click on this query. This is where we applied everything. I just go and check the change time. Here what I do is I simply remove columns. I just simply go and right click on this one. I'm not able to edit this one. Okay, here you can edit the settings, but here that icon is not available. So what I do is I just let it remove it. So here I'm going to revert it. I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm going to simply click on, I want to delete this tab because I don't want to lose these 3 records also, which is very critical. And I just scroll towards the right side. I just come here. When I scroll down here, so we want to see the error, what the cause for the error. Why? While converting the sales column data type to whole the decimal number, why we got the error? We just want to check that. You click on the drop down sheet here, so drop down list. You don't see any issues here. So though we have less number of records, difficult to find out. What we will do is we just go here and check only the March month data. March month has less number of records. I just uncheck this. We'll smartly go and check with the less number of data, because less number of data, if you scroll down, scroll up, it will not take much time. Let's see if you are able to, yes, with March data we could see some text value here. So what I do is I just right click on it. Sorry, not this one. I just try to convert, since we have the text here text ABC 123 alphanumeric. I want to make this specific month's columns data type as text. And then what I do is I just, okay, you must be wondering, I just remove this. I'll explain you why I converted text data type. Look here, if I try to replace the dollar, I don't see the replace option here. In the context menu, the contextual menu, we don't see the replace value. You remember, when you click on this one, you will find the replace value, but now it is not available here. Okay, and what I do is, since it is alphanumeric, it is not available. So hence what I do is, since I don't have the option to replace the values, I'm going to convert the date data, text data type, the entire thing, only for this March month. Next what I do is I'm going to, now I can see the replace values option enabled. I just go and type dollar here, replace it with blank. Look here, the blank got removed. Now I convert this the decimal number, and we will see, yes, perfectly got converted. February month we did not have any problem, only with March month we have this problem. Now without fail we need to, yeah, so now I did it. Filtered rows. Here what I do is I'm going to check this one. Yeah, I'm going to select this one also now. I click on OK. $12,396. Let's see if this one should increase now. It's not the amount, it's a quantity. Little bit increase should be there, because those 3 records got rejected. No, it is not doing anything. Only this quantity. Where is the quantity? See, quantity also has some problem now. I just go here. Yes, everything has a problem here. Ideally, we should have done it for the entire table, right? So the quantity. So what I do is I just okay, I just go here, filtered rows. This is what we applied it, and quantity also, it seems a problem there. Quantity column did not see any error, isn't it? So since I removed it earlier, it was causing that problem. However, I just go and check this one. This is my February, right? Okay. I just select only my, once again let me check my March month quantity column. It's perfect, no issues, and here also it is fine. So I just was wondering why the quantity column is in 1 2 3. I just, let us see if I convert the whole number. Here we don't see any error here, no, zero error. Even for this it was showing zero error earlier. Anyhow, let us close and apply and see there. We need to look at the quantity column on the right side under the fields pane. I'll have to check mark that one. Now all the records got loaded successfully, no issues. Okay, just before this quantity we can see the sigma sign. I just, okay, with this we are double sure that, right? So it got converted as a numeric value. But so 12,396, you don't see much increase in this one. Still this value remains only this much. I just remove March month from my folder. This is another way of checking whether any significant decrease in the quantity. You don't see my, okay, it is here, right? So now I'm going to remove this and I come back here, refresh it. 7355. Oh, not the one, sorry. I should have closed this one. I refreshed in the wrong file. Let me go to my correct file. Yeah, so 12,396. Now I removed the March file from the folder, hence it should compute the total quantity, total units sold only for the February month, 12,396. It should reduce it now. 12,324, not much difference, because the March file we have less number of records. It was not showing much. So now we are able to load the entire data. We address the error successfully. Fine. Now I just go here. Transform data. Man, I still let me first close this one. Okay, here I just Sydney sales. So we have applied these many number of steps so far. Now what I do is I just click on the view advanced editor. To view, before I go here, for you to understand, right, why I should go there. So these many steps we have applied to do the data transformation. If you select each and every step, you can find the corresponding M code, M script, right, M language here. So this one has generated automatically by Power BI. If I wanted to see the M script for all these steps in one go, if I click here, advanced editor is available under view ribbon. Look here, it is available. So all these things. So the first step, the source folder Sydney sales, this is the source, and removed other columns. We removed content name, and for each step, whatever the M language you have generated, right, we can see it here. All the entire steps M language, you can see it here in a single place. Fine. Now what I do is I just go here on top. I just convert this entire M script as a function. I just say something like file name. I will tell you what is, I'll explain you what is custom function. Okay, here I just do one thing here. Instead of this, I'm going to replace the file name. Look here. So this got converted as a function. What is a function? Function is a reusable component, right? We use a function for reusability. Wherever you need to use the same functionality, or whichever folder that you want to apply the same transformation, simply you need to call this function. That is more than sufficient. So here what I do is I am going to specify my folder name just to test it. So this is my, I'm going to pass the parameter. See, this is the file name is nothing but, you must be wondering what is this file name. I'll just show you here. Whatever the parameter name that I specified, this is a parameter name. Okay, this is a parameter. In the function we pass parameters, isn't it? So this is the parameter name. Followed by this, you need to specify the rocket. This is called rocket arrow, something like that. So this is the parameter. Instead of specifying hard coding the folder name, I just specified this one. I just click done here. And now what I do is here I'm going to specify the folder name, Sydney sales. I'm going to call the function. So I'm going to pass this folder name as an argument to this function. Look here, you can see the icon got changed as fx, right? The Sydney sales itself got converted as a function. And if I invoke this one, all the transformations whatever we have used it will get applied now. Okay, fine. So what I am going to do is I am going to select this one more time. I am going to copy paste one more file there. I am going to push another file. See, in the real time everything is automated. We are not going to copy paste. See, here for demo purpose I am copy pasting the data from one folder to another folder. Everything is automated. Let's assume that right in this folder every day or monthly basis, on the periodically the data will get pushed automatically by other ETL jobs. Here we have I am going to say April month. Before I since we have the luxury to open it here, I just open it because the volume of the data is less, here also less, and here look, here I intentionally put 3 sheets here, and if you go here on the right side, the quantity everything is good, and here quantity sales everything is good, and I just go here, look here in the quantity intentionally I put $4 now, right? The sales is in the numerical data type, but we just converted that as the previously for those two files we just simply converted as a transform data type, that's all, right? But here we this one will get converted, since it's a text it will cause some problem. Now let us see what happens while loading it. This record should get rejected or it should throw some error. I just simply copy and paste it here. Fine, we are done with this. I am going to simply now I am going to specify this folder name. I am going to invoke this function. I am going to apply this function once again on that folder files. Click invoke. Now let us see whether the April file got included in this one. Yes, April file got included. Okay, so now I am going to apply it. Only when you apply it you'll find the error or something like that. If you find any invoked function, two of the loaded queries contain errors. Look here. So one error, invoked function one error, invoked function one error. So in total we got 2 errors. We noticed only one. What is the other one? Now let us go and troubleshoot this. Now my visual got impacted. Okay, here is look here, it shows us in the April month there is a problem here, the quantity error, and so here also we can see there are 2 records. We have noticed only one, right? So this is the error now. So now how we are going to address this one? So before that what I do is I simply go and for the time being replace errors by 0. No, anyhow I am not going to do anything with this. Okay, so we have 2 errors because of this data type issue. Either we can replace, if you know the value you can replace it here itself. Okay, so probably you can check for this record what is the value, you can replace that value here. Okay, and if you do not know the value, then you need to address this issue. So in that case, now let us go back to this one, invoked function. Ideally I should have taken that one, duplicate value, invoke function 2. This is the one we invoked it, right? April month. I just select April month here. Quantity, we can see error here, right? Still we can see error here. Let me just see here. Now I have a challenge question for you all. Let me see how many of you can come up with the solution for this. Okay, you have the data set with you all, right? Let me see how many of you can come up in fixing this issue. Let me just go here and so here we have sales, right? So here what I did, sales, I convert the type text and then I did this, right? So what we can do is I can remove that file, the trouble file, right? The trouble file, I can remove that from the folder. That is one option. And then what I do is, since already I noticed it, right, there are some dollar values there, I include the quantity type, convert the quantity as a text, and then replace the dollar by blank for the quantity column. Here simply you copy paste this 2 line. See, hash followed by double quote, this is the variable name. This is how you need to define the variable name in M language. So there are 2 blocks, either one is let block, other one is in block. So here all the variables, whatever the variables defined here, you can see it here, and these are the functions, built-in mQuery functions, right? They call the functions that are invoked functions, the built-in functions that are invoked here, you can see it here. And it's pretty easy to remember. If somebody is asking you how to remove a column using mQuery, remove columns, transform column types. Okay, there are 2 options here. One is you can remove this file from the folder. Okay, this folder, we can revert back to the previous state. Now we address this issue, but in the real-time scenario, if the volume of the data is very huge, very huge, and the loading time will take longer time. So management, what they say, right, just because you have 2 records got rejected, we don't want to take the risk of running the job again, because this file has, let's you have 5 million records, or and Excel has some limitations, right? I think in the latest version you can store more number of records, or let us say even 1 lakh record needs to be loaded immediately. Just because 1 record got rejected, we cannot afford that. So either you can remove this from here because you have the backup, and then you go and now you notice the issue. What you do is proactively you can set it as convert the text file and then replace that one with this the empty string, and then you convert as a number type. These 3 steps you need to do it for quantity. This is one simple shortcut. But if you say no, it is we cannot afford, right? So the availability is very much important. That's because 1 record got. So one simple thing is you can get the value for the quantity by checking with the source system stakeholder or the owner, source system owner, application owner. You can talk to them and get the, or you can send the data to them and ask them to fix it. But since this, you have the data with you, but only it got prefixed with dollar. So now the responsibility falls on our head. We cannot send it back to them. We cannot ask them to do it. We need to do it. So one approach is revert it back. Since we have noticed that, what we will do is we just simply copy paste it in the the 3 lines. You can include it, and then you can you can do this one, done. Okay, and then you can push it back and then see if this one gets applied or not. This is one step. Okay, and the next one is you need to come up with the suggestion for this. Okay, let me do one thing. I just because we did not include the future circumstances data related issues in this function. Previously we have noticed the errors. But here it shows 1 to 3 only, because we convert as a number data type in the function, right? We convert as a 1 to 3 number data type in the previous 2 data files, because of which it's showing an error. So negative. So with this I'm going to close and apply. I will share this report file also to you all. You can give it a try. I have the solution. This is one assignment. Another assignment is in the last use case. In the last use case, you remember how to pick up the latest file. In my folder, I might have hundreds of files. Irrespective of the number of files that are there in my directory or folder, we need to pick up the latest one. Not this one. I'm using the wrong file. It is not at all showing here. And auto detect relationship detection. Why it is showing that there is a missing link between these fields? I better do this one, remove this. Yeah, now it got. So in case of any issues, you remove that, create a new visual, and just drag and drop it. So however, right, so though it shows the values here, the 2 records got rejected. So come up with the solution. That is one assignment. That's a challenge question. The next one is, in the previous use case, no matter how many files you have it in your folder, your Power BI report should pick up the recent 2 months files. Okay, so in that case we have used top 2 rows, and we use some naming convention for the file name. So year, month, date, month name, Feb, and listen, year, month for February, March month 2021, the 03 and 02 MAR. Right? Instead of using the naming convention, why don't you give it a try going by the date when that file got pushed to my folder. Supposing today I am pushing the file, same day 2 times I am pushing the files. You need to find out, so anyhow the file date and time, everything it shows, right? You remember when I removed certain things, right? It was showing the metadata. So date created, date accessed, everything, right? So with that date, you need to pick up the latest file from your folder. Pick up only last 2 months. You can use keep top rows 2 or 1, you can use that option, but use the date timestamp based on which you identify the most recent data set which got pushed to your folder. With that data, the report visual should get populated. Alright, these are the two challenge questions. Let me see how many of you can come back with solutions for this. The one which I told you was very simple one. Simply remove that file and then edit the function and then push it back here, right? So, if you have huge volume of data, what will happen is February, March month itself, what will happen is you are unnecessarily, though you don't have any issues with the quantity column, you'll need to convert the text to data type. You just think about the real time scenario. We have 10 million records are there. In that case, converting the data type will take longer time. See, you are seeing my screen, isn't it? Even to load 1000 records, 10 records, it takes a lot of time. Changing the data type unnecessarily and again converting it back is a painful thing, isn't it? You just think and come back with some solutions. Okay. Now what I do is I just go ahead and publish it on cloud. Let us see what happens. See, nowadays, but not nowadays, I could see some trend, right? So, though there are customers, their source system data is in some RDMs like SQL Server, Oracle. They never give access to us to connect to their database because it's all OLTP system, mission critical data. For our analytical purpose, they don't give us access. They give the data in the form of .csv. So nowadays it's all available on Hadoop file system, HDFS. Hadoop file system also, right? So the data are stored in the form of files only. So successfully deployed on cloud, and now let us see whether it is correctly picking up or not. I published to this folder, demo combine multiple sheet. I just open this to another tab. Fine, the same value we can see it here. And I just go here and this is my data file. What I do is I'm going to refresh now. Now what I do is I just go and remove this file. Let me see if this is 12,444 and I'm going to refresh it now. Before that, I just want to go to schedule refresh. The parameters have not been defined. If you look here, you cannot schedule refresh for this dataset because the following data currently don't support refresh. You spend a lot of time. End of the day, it is not supported by Microsoft. That includes a dynamic data source. This is the issue. Since dynamic data sources are not refreshed in the Power BI service, this data set won't be refreshed. This is not supported as of now, dynamic data set, because we are using parameter. Instead of specifying the folder name, we removed the hard-coded folder name, right? And then we replace the folder name by parameter, because of which it is not accepting it. So this feature is not possible. Dynamic data source is not possible. So this is third challenge. How do you overcome this? Okay, now you tell me what is the advantage of creating the function here. Why did I convert this a function? What is the advantage of it? You can apply the same transformation to multiple folders, isn't it? The file, combining the files, we have seen in the last weekend, combining multiple files, that is with folder connector you can do it. That is not a big deal. Folder connector, with that it automatically, whenever you refresh it, goes and picks up the latest file, and then it with that data your report visual can get refreshed. Now I converted all the data transformation into function. With this, we have gone one step further. Here, instead of saying Sydney sales, D: Sydney sales, I can specify other folder name. Let's say, in Australia, Queensland, I think Queensland is there, right? Queensland, let's say I am doing a business there. There is separate folder for Queensland, there is separate folder for Sydney. Likewise, multiple locations, multiple separate folders are there. We have, we are dealing with 1,800 locations. Let's say, not all the folders, the same transformations are required. Let us hypothetically think that whatever the transformation we did it, that can be applicable for 10 folders. So in that case, just simply specify those folders which requires the same treatment. So in that case, you can apply the same function to across the folders. Across the folders, you can apply this simply by specifying the folder name, different folder name. These transformations will get applied on those folders also, isn't it? That is the advantage, but unfortunately it is not supported by Microsoft as of now. So then why the hell should I do this one? Okay. On premises. If you have on premises, right? In that kind of situation, you can use this on premises and still think of it, come up with some kind of solution. Is there any way we can overcome this limitation? Is there any other approach? Okay. 3 challenges I have given you. Just give it a try. You have the data set with you. Same, it's not a big, huge volume of data. You just give it a try. Okay. And we will, it takes some time. Okay. Next week, we will discuss about that. Okay. Fine. Next, so this wraps up the folder connection, right? How to automate your ETL pipeline, right? And also how to create data flow. Can I do this one? Yeah, I'll just send it later. Okay, I'll summarize everything later. Fine. Yeah. Okay. So next one is we'll continue with